Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and in today's video I'm going to answer a viewer comment again. So the topic is, my child was injured, what do I need to know about injury cases for kids or children? What do I need to do? How can I protect them, right? So when a kid gets hurt, it breaks the parents or guardian's heart. Like, it's your job to protect that little guy or gal, and when they get hurt, you feel like you blew it, right? But we can't protect people all the time. We can't protect people from a dog that attacks them. We can't protect them from somebody who's breaking the rules of the road or other safety rules that keep us all safe in our community, right? I wish we could. It would be a perfect world if we did, but what do you need to know if your kid has been injured? If your child has been injured, or a child in your family has been injured, what do you need to know? Well, the first thing I'll tell you is, depending on their age and depending on the nature of the injury, they may not be able to give a deposition, so witnesses become even more important. So what do we know about kids? We know that adults are usually better at describing and remembering what happened than kids are. A lot of times kids don't have the fully developed verbal skills to really explain things, right? So having witnesses to what happened to them, adult witnesses, is super important. So if there were witnesses, you want to make sure you get witness statements from those people right away. Now, getting a witness statement from a person has a lot of wrinkles to it. It is best done by an attorney, but at least identifying those witnesses and giving that information to an attorney, hugely important. Okay? The second thing is medical care. Okay? Getting a child medical care right away, especially if they're too young to really talk, or if they're, even if they're older and they're nonverbal, or, whatever it is, even if they're a normal kid, they can't describe. They can tell you something hurts, but they're not as good as an adult person about describing what parts hurt them and how it feels and this sort of thing. And you take them to the doctor. As much as us adults don't like to go to the doctor, going to the doctor as a kid is super scary, right? Unless you happen to have Pediatrician of the Year, who is phenomenal with kids. Kids like going to the doctors even less than grumpy old men like me. And I don't like going to the doctor, but I have to. Anyway, so that's why it's important to work with a doctor who is good with kids and can do a thorough examination of your child to make sure all the injuries get documented at every doctor visit and that the treatment is appropriate. So there's some treatment that's not appropriate for children that is appropriate for adults. So you need somebody with experience treating kids kind of being the quarterback of your child's medical care, okay? Now, the third thing I'll mention, which has actually come up on a couple of cases recently in my office, is if you are treating with the pediatrician, that doesn't mean that your kid is not going to need to be seen by a specialist if a specialist is required, right? Because there are a lot of dangers, like broken bones in a child can affect their growth platelets and it can affect their bones. So let's say your kid has a broken leg and you're just treating with the pediatrician, you're going to need to see an orthopedic who specializes in pediatric orthopedics so that the doctor can assess whether he or she thinks your kid is going to have a leg length problem. Or whether there's treatment for the growth plates of the bone to help stimulate normal growth in that leg. That's just one of 1,000 possible examples. And then obviously the other thing to think about is usually the main narrator, the main person who tells the story of what happened to them, what their treatment was like, how they felt, is the person who got hurt. But oftentimes in my cases involving a child, we designate somebody else as sort of the main narrator, right? The quarterback of explaining what happened and what the effects are, right? So depending on the child, depending on their age, depending on their ability to communicate, I may put them on the witness stand, just case by case basis. But oftentimes it's short and it's the mom or the dad or the aunt or the cousin or somebody who becomes the main advocate and narrator. Well, I'm the advocate, I'm the lawyer, but the main narrator of the story of what happened to the child, because the child just doesn't, part of it is just jurors want to hear from an adult. They hear from a child, they feel emotional, but they're not really registering the information, and the kid probably can't explain it as well. When they hear it from an adult, it cements it for them. It makes it more real for them, okay? So early on in the case, we should figure out who it's going to be. A lot of times it's the mom, sometimes it's the dad. That doesn't mean the person who isn't the main narrator isn't important. They're going to get called as a witness too, no matter what. But that's how that goes. That's how that goes. So, no matter what, if your kid got injured, especially if your child had a serious injury, my sincerest advice to you is to get a lawyer who's a good communicator, who you trust, in on the case. Somebody with experience, somebody who will talk to you, somebody who explains things, and somebody who actually works on the case. Not some big firm who advertises on TV, because those guys on TV never go to court and never handle a case. They're just marketing agencies. You see that a lot on the internet too. You've got even non-lawyer marketing agencies advertising for injury cases and then selling the cases to lawyers. Not an ideal situation. Doesn't put you in a position of trust with your attorney, and the more serious the injury, the more important trust is in your relationship with your attorney. So anyway, with that, I will end. God forbid if you or your child has been injured, but if you know anyone who has been injured and has questions, needs advice, or is looking for an attorney to represent them, I'm available 24/7, 365. Anytime, night or day, you can call me. You can reach me at 312-500-4500. That's 312-500-4500. Whether you want to hire a lawyer or not, even if you just have a question, I'm happy to answer your questions. And sometimes you're not ready to answer a question, so I made 2 really great tools on my website. One is called the Case Cash Calculator. It tells you what the settlement value of your case might be. The other one is called the Good Case Calculator. It tells you when you might have a good case or whether your case might be kind of rough with some problems, okay? So here are the cool things about these calculators. Number 1, on my website, completely free for you to use. You or anyone else you want to use. No paywall, completely free to use. Number 2, free to share. You can give the link to anybody. They can use them. Share the link on social media, whatever you want to do, completely free and no obligation to use. 3, no lawyer to talk to. You're getting, really good information tailored to your situation without having to talk to a lawyer, and that's the whole point why I built the tools, right? Last thing, super quick and easy to use. People love these things. I get tons of emails from people telling me how easy they're to use and how much they appreciate them. So it literally takes you 10 or 20 seconds to just answer a couple of questions really quick, and then you get rock solid, awesome answers to your questions. You get awesome information that you otherwise wouldn't have had, tailored to your case, completely free and completely fast. 10 or 20 seconds in, you're done. You got your answers. So I'll leave the links in the description. Finally, if you enjoy my videos, you enjoy the free information I give, you enjoy the tools I've built for injured people, and you wouldn't mind doing it, I need as many 5-star Google reviews as I can get, because I'm in a very competitive market and people really rely on the Google reviews when deciding what lawyer to hire. So I'll leave a link in the description. All you do is go to that website address. It takes you right to the review page. Click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, you're done. Literally 5, maybe 10 seconds for you. Invaluable for me. Really helps me out. It would be a really nice thing to do, and I'd really appreciate it. So only do it if you feel comfortable doing it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm not going to be mad at you. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching my videos, and I hope you and the family are well. If there's anything I can do for you to help you answer a question, whatever it is, please feel free to give me a call, 312-500-4500. That's 312-500-4500. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.